What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric, and today I'm going to give a review of the new Journey album called Freedom. This album kicks ass, okay? It is the first Journey album we've gotten since 2011's Eclipse. Speaking of that, this has been the longest eclipse between Journey albums in their history, so I was really excited to listen to it. I've loved most of the singles so far. The Way We Used to Be, which I'll talk about, awesome. You Got the Best of Me is awesome. After that, they were pretty good. I'll talk about the other three singles, but overall as an album, kicks ass. I think they picked the best songs to be singles for the most part. You have some personnel changes with Randy Jackson back on bass. He only played on Raised on Radio. He was back for a while. I think he's back gone again now. Ross Valory is not involved in this album, and he's pretty much been with the band since day one other than Raised on Radio. So Ross Valory is not here. And you do have a new drummer who's also producing the album, Narada Michael Walden. So he was a producer and a drummer on this album. Now he's gone. But you also had Dean Castronova, who's been the drummer off and on for Journey since the 90s. But he apparently only sang lead vocals on one song and wasn't really involved in the drums, from my understanding. So just interesting changes. You still have Jonathan Cain. You still have Neal, Schon, of course, on guitars, and Arnel Pineda. Awesome on lead vocals. Just completely kicks ass. Also a new guy named Jason Derlatka, which I don't know a lot about him, to be honest. I think he's been playing keyboards and adding some vocals as well. So lots of new personnel changes, but it's unmistakably Journey when you hear it, even though some of the lead vocals are a little bit different here, a little bit more gritty, a little bit different. It's like he's allowed to do his more thing a little more so here instead of just being a Steve Perry impersonator. He's doing his own thing, Arnel, and this is my favorite album so far in the Arnel era, I believe. This album really blew me away. It's my favorite album since Arrival from 2000 or 2001-ish, back in the day, with the other singer, Steve Audrey. So anyway, just to run through some of the tracks here real quick. Together We Run is a great opening song. And again, you hear that gritty voice here. I love Arnel's voice on this opening song. It's got like a soft piano opening. You're like, oh, maybe they're going to open with a soft song. But then it really kicks a little bit later and has an awesome chorus. Don't Give Up on Us is a single that came out sometime maybe last month. I mean, it's been a month or two. But this song is unmistakably Separate Ways, World Apart. When you hear this song, I'm sorry. Like, if I'd have written this song just as is and released it, I would have got sued. Journey would have sued me because the song sounds, the opening keyboard riff is like, you know right away, like, oh, it sounds like Separate Ways. Oh, cool. It's got a same tone. It sounds just like it. A little bit different of a riff, but very close. Like, okay, cool. Then the guitar comes in. What the hell? This is Separate Ways. But it does have its own feel later on, and it kind of gets off of that and does have its own verses and its own chorus, and it does turn out to be a really cool song. And on its own right, it's an awesome song, but you can't mistake the beginning of that song, Separate Ways. You would get sued if you wrote that song, Don't Give Up on Us, before Journey wrote it. You would have got sued, I promise. So that's just crazy, but I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it was a shout out to that song, but it's fine, I guess. I mean, it does take its own life form once that's over, but it's just crazy. Like, whoa, that's Separate Ways. I didn't really like that. I was like, can't you give it its own riff? But anyway, Don't Give Up on Us turns out to be a really awesome song. And from there, obviously, the singles are awesome. You Got the Best of Me is kick-ass. I did a review on that song. The Way We Used to Be is my favorite on the album still. The Way We Used to Be is freaking awesome. Just absolutely love that song. You have a song called Still Believe in Love. Really sweet song, really nice song. Kind of reminds me of a couple of my favorites off of Arrival, to go back to that album. There's one called Kiss Me Softly. There's one called Loved by You. Amazing songs. Amazing songs. This one has that feel. It's really beautiful. It's a great song. Live to Love Again is pretty awesome as well. Very beautiful. Arnel's vocals, again, it kind of drops down a little bit. You feel like, who's singing this? Is that Arnel? It is Arnel. It's awesome. And one of the songs he doesn't sing is Dean Castronovo, and he sings a song called Afterglow. Amazing vocals. This dude could have easily been the lead singer of this band. I mean, he sounds he sounds as good as any tribute band I can hear out there. It's just amazing they have two guys who could be lead singers. If Arnell's sick one day for a show and Dean's in the band, I mean, I don't know if Dean's even in the band right now because he's just, I don't even know. It's like back and forth since he's been here. But if he's in the band, this show can go on. Like literally, the show can go on, and that dude can do it. He's really, really good. So that's a really nice song. Some of the songs are really heavy, hard. They kind of remind me of some of the old school 80s songs that I don't particularly love by Journey. There's a few off of, what's the name of the album? Frontiers. There's a couple songs later tracks that are just really heavy, and they're cool in their own way, but they don't have quite the melodic, choruses and big hooks that I love. So there's a few of those songs later on the album. I think it does slow down the second half of the album. United We Stand is a really awesome song. That was the 5th single. I really like that one. Let It Rain is pretty damn good. Beautiful As You Are and Life Rolls On. A couple of songs that end the album are really nice, but I do think for me the first half is definitely the strongest, at least as of now. I could change my opinion on that, but the songs that really stood out for me, Together We Run for sure. You Got the Best of Me. Don't Give Up on Us does stand out for more reasons than one, because it just sounds like that Journey just ripped themselves off. Other than that, it's awesome. The Way We Used to Be is my favorite. And Afterglow kicks ass. Great song. United We Stand also is awesome. And that's about it for my favorites right now. I'll still continue to listen to it and give you my thoughts. I don't think there's a song I really hate on here. Just got some really strong riffs at the end. Some of these songs, Don't Go. It's just a song that just starts out, Don't Go. And it's okay. It's okay. Some of these songs just feel kind of generic. But, I mean, you know what? Even if there's 4 songs that aren't that great, there's 15 tracks. So that means there's 11 awesome songs. So by giving us all these tracks, including Beautiful As You Are, which is just a beautiful way to end the album. It's a kind of an epic song to end the album. And when you have all these tracks, 15 tracks, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And a lot of albums have come out recently in the last couple of years. I think of Offspring's newest album, which I love the album, but it's got like 8 new songs. It's got like 8 songs on it and a couple of little tracks that are nothing songs. So it's like, give us something, if you're going to work on an album for a whole bunch of years, give us some songs. And we got that from Journey. But overall, this album really kicks ass, man. It's a hard, strong album. Great hooks, great melodies, great vocals, and a lot of awesome guitar solos. And Neal Schon, I can't believe this band has been together almost 50 years, even though Neal Schon's the only one left from the first album. Wow. And he is still kicking ass. So thank you, Arnell, for giving this band new life. I love Steve Audrey, but his voice was gone by the time he left. And if you hear him now sing, he can still sing the songs, but it's not very strong. His voice is thinned out, and he still does okay, but it wouldn't be good enough to be the lead singer of the band. They had to find someone else. They found Arnell, and he's fantastic. So I really enjoyed this album. Let me know what you guys think down below. As of now, this is like a 9 out of 10 album to me. Could change my thoughts on that later. I may give a more in-depth review later on, but I did want to give my thoughts on it. And it is just a great album. Let me know down below if you've heard it yet. Journey, Freedom. Have a great day. We'll talk to y'all next time.